Loneliness is a rampant social dis-ease in the world, affecting most everyone at some point or another. Social media that was meant to connect us to others in the world is actually a killer when it comes to experiencing genuinely satisfying relationships. Have you ever noticed that after you scroll through social media, you feel less connected and worse off than before? Social media is not a substitute for deep, meaningful relationships that positively impact our lives. It can actually remind us of how much we miss interacting and sharing with others in reality. If you are joining us for the first time, I want to welcome you. Thank you so much for being here. Be sure to click the subscribe button and tick the bell for notifications of upcoming episodes. Now, let's discover how to create connections that allow us to thrive in our lives. After all, relationships are the foundation for living a truly fulfilling and successful life. Welcome, all you powerful manifestors, to the AOM Art of Manifestation channel. I am Manifestation Coach Sterling Meyer. I guide people all over the world so that they can experience their ideal lives in all areas of their lives, including relationships, each and every day. Relationships are extremely important in our lives. Think of it as the fuel that we utilize to bring forth the happiness and success we experience in life. If that fuel is toxic, so is everything else that follows. However, if that fuel is empowering, we soar to heights we never even thought possible. That's how important relationships are. When we are disconnected from others, we stagnate and disappear in life. Did you know the absence of social connection triggers the same primal alarm bells as hunger, thirst, and physical pain? The percentages of people who felt lonely in the 1970s and 1980s was between about 11 and 20%, but now that percentage has gone up to 65%. That's a major increase. The social disease is also contagious. If those of us who feel lonely keep withdrawing from social interactions, it creates more social distancing, even among those who were socially connected. When we notice ourselves becoming isolated, we should recognize that we are putting ourselves on a path to loneliness, despair, and depression. Our mental state affects our immune system, causing our dis-ease to result in disease. We also think there is something wrong with us, and we beat ourselves up, which further exacerbates the problem, like a vicious cycle that feeds off of itself until it seems impossible to break. That cycle involves feeling anxious, and the anxiety develops into a fear of failure. We then create self-limiting beliefs and a critical inner voice that keeps the cycle from being broken, increasing our loneliness. The truth is, there is nothing wrong with us. However, the way we interact through technology drives a wedge in our communication, filling it with a false sense of connectedness and also increasing our ability to assume the worst, driving us further apart through misinterpretations and misunderstandings. When we interact physically versus technically, we are actually communicating much more clearly, more effectively, and this creates harmonious understandings of one another and meaningful bonds that disappear isolation and loneliness. Everyone wants the same thing: happy, meaningful, and empowering relationships. Yet we struggle at achieving the same exact goals we all strive for. Our way of communicating through technology versus face-to-face is causing much of the isolation and loneliness we feel. This is part of the problem. Making more of an effort to meet in person is a powerful solution for disappearing the isolation. Even if we limit our outreach, when we connect in the real world, the quality of the connection far outweighs the quantity we forfeit in our technological connections. To get yourself moving in the right direction, to untie the bonds of social isolation and loneliness, I have created some steps to take that will get you reconnected as you were always intended to be. Acknowledge feelings of loneliness and isolation. The way to start moving out of loneliness and disappearing isolation is to notice it. However, don't make it bad or wrong. Instead, accept it in the present moment If we label the situation as wrong or bad, we are resisting it, and whatever we resist will persist. So instead, just notice it, accept it for this time being, and then think of ways that you can change it. It's through acceptance we open ourselves up to possibilities for how to change the circumstance. There are a number of options available, such as calling friends and family and making plans to do something together. Even if you are unable to make plans with someone quite immediately, look up meetup groups or events going on in your local area and attend them. Just go with no expectations, only the self-satisfaction that you're taking action and opening yourself up to new possibilities of connecting with others. Give yourself positive self-talk, like, I'm proud of myself for going and simply doing this for myself. While you are there, identify what is good that you are observing about others. This gives a boost of confidence and magnetizes people to you. You'll be sending out attractive energy that makes it easier for you and others to connect with you. Another important thing to do is to know when to disengage from the online world. Recognize that it isn't a substitute for truly connecting with others and disappearing feelings of loneliness. It is simply a tool, and when used as a tool for something specific, it can be beneficial. Use it, but don't allow it to use you. Mindless social media scrolling is often an unconscious intention to gain the satisfaction of connecting with others. However, it never fills the void. Notice when you are using it for that and put a stop to it by changing direction and get yourself out in the world and connect in reality. Another option is to volunteer somewhere, become a big brother or sister in your area, offer assistance at an assisted living home or anywhere volunteers are welcome, such as a local church. Helping others not only connects us in a meaningful way, but it fulfills our human need to be of service, to serve a purpose. We leave feeling like we've made a difference in the world, and the connections we made gives us the meaning in our lives, the satisfaction. One thing we often overlook is practicing self-care. Be kind to yourself by practicing self-compassion. What would you say to a friend who confessed to feeling lonely? Apply it to yourself. Loving ourselves is a powerfully healing act if we practice it. Another step in the right direction is to ask yourself, what social need would you like to fulfill? If you could just snap your fingers and create the perfect scenario, what would it be? If it would be to see someone who's not available, what's the next best thing? Work from that point until you discover something that is along the same lines of what you truly desire. Sometimes the solutions are right there, but we just can't see them until we shift our perspective, such as using the technique to identify a problem. Maybe an unobvious solution is to spend time with animals. Where could you perhaps take a horseback ride or visit a ranch or even a petting zoo? Animals have a magical way of easing our loneliness away. There are countless ways to eliminate loneliness and isolation. Think abundantly, and you may be quite surprised by what you come up with. The truth is, we are never alone, but we can feel like we are. Loneliness is often simply a state of mind. Manifesting loving connections that truly make a difference in our lives is much easier than you may think. If you want loneliness and isolation to be a distant thing of the past for good, acquiring the tools to do so is more than possible. If you'd like a solid life map for ensuring you never feel lonely or isolated again, contact us for a free consultation at getyourlifenow.com. You'll not only never fall into the loneliness trap again, but you'll also know how to manifest the perfect relationships in your life. Experience quality relations with others that bring happiness, satisfaction, and fulfillment in your life for life. Who doesn't want loving, kind, supportive, positive, inspiring, and meaningful relationships? After all, abundantly fulfilling relationships are the most valuable aspects of living. Thank you for watching, and if you haven't already, please show your support by subscribing to our channel. And until next time, I hope you create magic and miracles in your life.